Supernatural Season 8. I just got done watching this season, and I have to mention right off the bat that I wasn't too happy in my review about Season 7. I don't want to say it was horrible, but I definitely had a lot of problems with it. So I am proud to say that Season 8 is so much better. I'm so glad I jumped right into the season. Now let's get right into it, because it starts off with Dean's been in purgatory for a year. And the first episode, we see him come back. And at first, I was a little disappointed because I thought they weren't really going to address it. I thought it would just be like, oh, okay, Dean's back, and we'll just keep going. But no, throughout at least the first half of the season, Dean constantly was having flashbacks and just constantly thinking about how much hell he went through there, and that it was a messed up time. So I loved everything about that. I loved the flashbacks. I loved even what went on with Castiel, which I'll get to later. One thing that surprised me a little bit was that during this year, Sam quit being a hunter. And sure, being a hunter isn't probably the most ideal life for anyone. I could see why somebody would want to not be a hunter forever, especially Sam, because Season 1, he didn't even want to be a part of this. He left before and wanted a real life. So I get that. I guess what's more upsetting about that is it doesn't seem like he even tried to look for Dean or save Dean in some way. And okay, you could say he thought he died, which is what I think he says, but it's like, come on. Dean disappeared. And I'm not sure if he knew he was in purgatory. He might have known. But even so, it's like you didn't even try to find a way to get Dean out? That's fucked up. And it's interesting because back when the first time Dean died, at the end of Season 3, Sam seemed like not only was he still being a hunter, but that's a different story. He was trying everything he could to try to find a way to bring Dean back. And back then was more believable that Dean was dead. I mean, he had the dead body, he buried it and everything, but he still was trying to bring him back. I find it hard to believe that this time he was just like, alright, well, Dean died, so I'm just going to move on. That kind of annoyed me. I did find it amusing, though, that he hit a dog by accident. And him bringing the dog to the hospital, he met a veterinarian. This girl, Amelia. And I liked the idea, at least, if he wasn't going to be a hunter for the year, I liked the fact that he met a girl and that he had a pretty long relationship with her and that they fell in love. I like that because I wasn't really expecting it. And it's been so long since the whole Jessica thing that I think we do need Sam to find a new love, a new girl to fall in love with, and then when Dean comes back, Sam gets presented with, I just started this life. And yeah, I'm glad you're back, but I don't really have any interest being a hunter again. Let's talk about Benny. Benny the vampire, who, I mean, might have been the only reason why Dean was able to make it out of purgatory. And I like Benny. At first, he's a vampire, so you don't know what to make of him. But I like the fact that here is a monster who knows he's a monster. He's almost wanting to pay for his sins. And the way how him and Dean, like, he tried to be friends with Dean. He tried to be there for him. But Dean, I guess either he thought it was weird to be friendly with a vampire, or he knew it was hypocritical. And I guess that's another complaint about Dean, because honestly, when Dean comes back, he's kind of a dick. He's a dick because he's a little hard on Sam. Now, I know I just ragged on Sam for not looking to save Dean or all this stuff, but I think Dean should have understood why Sam at least didn't want to be a hunter anymore. He was giving him shit about that. I didn't really like. But we just had last season this whole thing of Dean going back and killing Amy, who Sam used to like, and he was willing to let her go to not be evil, and Dean just went back and killed her anyways and didn't tell Sam. So the fact that now he's being friendly with Benny, it's insanely hypocritical. You would have liked Dean to at least acknowledge the fact that he was wrong or is being wrong. I don't know. I guess at the same time, that's not really Dean's style. But let's talk about Kevin Tran, because Kevin Tran, at the end of last season, he became a prophet, and he was a kid who just all he worried about was SATs and getting into college. But now Crowley's after him. Now they need him to decipher these tablets that could destroy heaven and hell, and he got caught up in a lot of shit. And I felt bad for him, because when his mom was doing everything she could to be there for him, she got killed, and his girlfriend got killed. It just was an endless supply of bad luck for Kevin. I was a little upset, though, that him being a prophet or becoming a prophet means that Chuck died. Chuck from season 4 and 5. I really like that character, so I don't know. Now Crowley, this whole season, Crowley was an asshole. I admit, Crowley is one of those villains that I love to hate. I love seeing him on screen. He's charismatic, he's funny, he's witty, all of that. But towards the end of the season, when he was being dead serious about getting these tablets and the things he was doing, he even came to a point where he was going back to kill every one of these people that Sam and Dean has saved over the years. He started killing them off one by one. And this one girl, Sarah, that I liked, it sucked to see that happen. It made me hate him on a different level, which was probably the point. And also, he killed Meg. Meg finally died, or at least it seems like she died. And that sucks, because I liked her. I even liked her as a blonde. That was a little different. Let's talk about Charlie. Speaking of female characters, I really liked what they did with Charlie this season. Sure, she came back for that one episode where it was like a role-playing group that they had going on, and she was the queen of it. That was silly, that was fun. But the next episode, where you get some of her backstory and just why she's been running from her past and the whole deal with her mom, I really liked to get to know Charlie on a different level. And Castiel, who, like I said, him also being in purgatory with Dean, and just how close we see that they see each other as, almost like family, and Dean feeling bad for Castiel being stuck in purgatory, and then Castiel coming out of it because this woman up in heaven almost is controlling him and is making him report back to her what Sam and Dean are doing. One thing that Supernatural does, which I actually like that they do this, is time travel. I swear they have one episode per season where they time travel. It's usually Dean that does the time traveling. But when they meet their grandfather, who came from 1945, came to this time, and he had Abernathy chasing him, she was a pretty creepy demon as well. But all of that I enjoyed. I even liked how they eventually veered into this, how all these Nazis from the past were involved. I mean, honestly, I could believe that Hitler was a demon, or that he was just a prick all in on his own. So towards the end of the season, though, we came to a point where Sam started performing these 3 tasks, and he was doing it because the plan was to close the gates of hell. The first one was he had to kill a hellhound, which was awesome. The hellhounds are scary, so cool to see that back. Then they had to save an innocent soul that was in hell and bring it to heaven. So when Sam had to go to hell and save Bobby, that was awesome. I love seeing Bobby back. It just made me miss him so much more. And then the third task was they had to heal a demon, which ended up being Crowley. So that was insane. They figured out a way to, if a demon is possessing a body, to get the demon out of the body without having to kill him. And seeing Sam almost do that to Crowley, I didn't know what they were going to do with Crowley after this and what was going to happen. But then in the finale, you see that Metatron, Not Megatron from Transformers. No, Metatron, who was closely connected to God. We thought he was there to help them. But no, he wasn't to be trusted. He had his own agenda. And to see the very last shot of the angels falling from the sky, falling from heaven, and they all were on fire, and it's just, fuck. What's going to happen next? I have one more season to watch before season 10 starts. I don't even own season 9 yet, so fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of season 8 of Supernatural? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!